Greetings, brothers. We need y'all to wake up a little bit. I think we spend a little too much time at the hospitality suite, son. I have something that I think is well worth your time. When I was in prison, I read an article. Don't be shocked when I say I was in prison, because that's what America is. Prison. My dear brothers, African Americans now constitute nearly 1 million of the total 2.3 million incarcerated population. Nationwide, African Americans represent 26% of juvenile arrests, 44% of youth who are detained, 46% of the youth who are judicially waived to criminal courts, and 58% of the youth detained in state prisons. Brothers, are you not appalled? What is becoming of our race? Where are we going wrong with our young African American men who are not supposed to be in cages befitting of an animal, but outside of those very walls, stimulating a profoundly positive change in their respective communities? As I wrote this speech, I researched the word prison to get a more refined definition for you all. Here's what I found. Prison is a building or vessel in which people are legally held as a punishment for crimes they have committed or while awaiting trial. Immediately after researching the definition, the one question that then popped into my head is, what are the purposes of prisons? And I found that prisons actually have 4 major purposes. These purposes are retribution, incarceration, deterrence, and rehabilitation. Retribution means punishment for crimes against society. Depriving criminals of their freedom is a way of making them pay a debt to society for their crimes. Incapacitation refers to the removal of criminals from society so that they can no longer harm innocent people. Deterrence means the prevention of future crimes. Rehabilitation refers to activities designed to change criminals into law-abiding citizens and may include providing educational courses in prison, teaching job skills, and offering counseling with a psychologist or a social worker. So, with statistics stating 1 in 6 black men have been incarcerated and 37% of offenders were rearrested in the first 3 years of their initial crime, can we please ask ourselves the question, are prisons fulfilling their purposes? But when we take a closer look, we see that they are fulfilling their definitions. So what can we do as African American males and as brothers of this illustrious organization to uplift our brothers? What is the most detrimental element that leads our African American men to a life plagued with transgressions? That element is the fact that in today's society, our black males lack the leadership of their own people. Most of them grow up in homes without a father. How can we expect them to be men and stay on the onward and upward path if we as men do not teach them the honest way? The change starts with us. First, we must realize that prisons are not the answer. The only way to permanently diminish the number of black males being incarcerated is to give them opportunities that will inspire them to make a positive change. You cannot be what you do not see. Then we must divert our efforts to the reformation of the criminal justice system. The first step in doing this is to make prison a life-altering experience, not by means of fear, but by means of making it a second chance for offenders. We can do this by measuring the monthly and yearly progress of inmates, and also by not making prisons a cage, but instead offer real-world experiences geared toward the reformation of self-outlook and moral character. Too often, we see our people fall into the pitfalls of life simply because they don't have a better way of life. And too often, we see these individuals incarcerated and upon release return again to the same crime or worse travesties because they lack the means to make an honest living. So, the most beneficial way to reform our criminal justice systems and minimize the ever-growing rate of black male incarceration is to make these men realize they are here because of their choices. In essence, we are who we choose to be. But most of all, we must make them see it's always in their power to make a choice that will evoke a change for the better. And brothers, we must be the change we wish to see. We must continue to be the college of brotherly love and the better making of men. We must continue to be the voice that says, he ain't heavy, he's my brother. The change starts with you. The change starts with you. The change starts with me. Brothers, the change starts with Alpha by Alpha. My name is Xavier Thomas, and I thank you for your time here today.